Right here on the countertop right now is half of the batch that I made. Welcome back to the trail with Mushy the Cowboy Cook. Holidays are almost here, or Christmas is almost here. Maybe you got a last minute party you go to, or you have people coming over and you need a quick snack mix. Today we're going to cook Countertop Chex mix. Yes, I've got my scrap piece of granite countertop here. Got a fire underneath, and we're going to do Chex mix. Instead of cooking it in the oven, we're going to do it on the countertop. Now, of course, I'll tell you how you can do it in the oven, but this is something different. Your snack mix at your party has a story to it if you do it on the countertop. So let's get into the video. Alright, for my countertop Chex mix, I've got 4 tablespoons of butter that I melted. I've got it sitting on the countertop. I've got 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. You can use 3/4 of a tablespoon of seasoned salt. I'm using Rollins original seasoning instead of the seasoned salt. That actually has some more spices in it. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and I'm letting all that melt together. And then in a bowl, I've got 1.5 cups of corn Chex, but I couldn't find it, so I substituted more wheat Chex. So I actually have 3 cups of wheat Chex, 1.5 cups of rice Chex. So if you can find the corn and you use all 3, do 1.5 cups of each. So I end up with 4.5 cups total. I also have 1/2 cup of mixed nuts, 1/2 cup of bite-sized pretzels. I was going to use 1/2 cup of the bagel bites. I couldn't find any, so I'm using 1/2 cup of Cheez-Its. And then I also threw in 1/2 cup of salted cashews. So before you put it in, just give it all a good mix. And again, I'll have the recipe down in the description, and then the substitutions I made in it as well. But I think if you give it a good mix before you pour the butter mixture over it, helps keep everything good and sorted. So just give that a little bit of mix too. That butter sauce smells good. And then just keep mixing this up real good. Make sure everything gets coated. Because what we're going to do, you typically put in 300-degree oven for about 10-15 minutes. But I'm going to do it on the countertop, and all you're trying to do is toast it and get the butter mixture kind of baked in there. So you really just kind of drying everything out. But so I'm going to do it in batches, so I don't overwhelm how much I've got on the countertop. And then I'll show you as we have it on the countertop, mixing it up, or cooking it on the countertop, I'll say. But just give it a real good mix. Try and get everything coated as best you can. And we'll be right back. Alright, here it is. Some of it, got to keep it moving so you don't toast it too much. But it's only taken, I don't know, about 8 minutes or so. Just doing it in small batches. You will see a little bit of charring, but that's going to happen a little bit because we're not an even temperature like in your oven. But that's why you just keep it moving around. You can hear the butter sizzle. But just work in small batches. Like you see, I've got some more butter starting to melt. I'm going to make up another batch. This right here on the countertop right now is half of the batch that I made. Like I said, you don't want to put too much on it that you've got it overwhelmed and really can't keep it stirred and moving around real good. So just take your time and do a little bit of that in each batch. Alright, I end up cooking 4 batches, 4 recipes. This is 3 of them. Already got one bagged up. So, give it a little taste, try and get a little bit of everything in there. Trying to find a pretzel here. Very good, buttery. I like this. The spices from that Rollins original seasoning. I really like these Cheez-Its. Very good mixture. Like a lot of my recipes, you can always change it. Add more nuts, different nuts. Less rice Chex, more wheat, or more corn, and something else. Play around with like I said, the different nuts, the pretzels, the small bite-sized bagel bites. Anything like that, you can make a different recipe every time you make it. It's not just for holiday parties or per se Christmas or New Year's, but also right after the holidays, you've got Super Bowl coming up. And this is one snack you can make it ahead of time. You can even do it on your stove top, because all you're really doing is toasting this base, cooking in the buttery sauce. And so you could do it on a stove top. In fact, here's a pro tip. As you're making pies and cakes and you got the oven full, things going in and out of there, while things are baking, make this on your stove top. So that way you're being real efficient in your time and your oven space. And because if you've got a couple pies, it's going to take 30-40 minutes. You can do a batch or 2 of this and get it knocked out. So consider all the choices you've got and put in what you want. If you can find you an old countertop, do it outside. If you even have it like a Blackstone, a metal griddle outdoors, you can cook it on that too. But in any case, give it a try, indoors or out. It's well worth it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video on the countertop Chex mix. Remember, put in whatever you like, More of this, less of that. Give it a try. Come up with a number of different combination recipes you can do so that throughout the year, I mentioned sometimes you could use it around the holidays, Super Bowl. Why not tailgating? Why not make a batch when you're going out for a picnic or out to a soccer game or something like that? But just give it a try. Remember my Amazon affiliate link down in the description. And remember, please subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with a friend, like it, and of course, ring the bell. And Mushy the Cowboy Cook will see you down the trail.